So welcome everyone. Before we start, I have to mention that you should not subscribe to this channel, as it is mostly an archive. But I will test how many views this video can get. So before we start, I want to mention also that I'm in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, which means I should make this video authentic. So from now on, my sound should be right. Also, the video quality should be very high, and everything should be very good. However, probably in the year 2021, this wouldn't be the best video quality. So let's switch back to normal. Now I just wanted to show that I have built a really cool town on the old school Minecraft server, for which you can find the IP address in the description. Sorry for my accent. I'm trying to speak English in video for the first time with improvisation, and also I have a terrible accent. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So as you can see, here is my town. It looks really great. Now it's in the other direction. We haven't done anything yet in this direction, but there are plans to expand. So yeah, here is my town, most of which was built by me and one of my friends on the server. Who helped to make the plots and stuff like that, but most of the big buildings were done by me. But I don't want to, minuscule his work because he helped a lot. So yeah, let's start with the town itself, which you can visit if you come up to the server, which is by the way cracked, so you don't even need original Minecraft to play on the server. So don't be a troll, please. And so yeah, here is my town, your town. Very creative name. So yeah, over here we have a train station which connects to the main train line, which goes to the spawn town. But in the meantime, they have made a new spawn, so actually this doesn't lead anywhere other than another city and the old spawn town. So yeah, this is quite obsolete, and I don't think that anyone have ever used it other than me for some test rides. But yeah, at least we have spent a lot of time making it. So yeah, here is a natural reserve made by my friend. I don't actually know what's here. I mean, other than the giant hole in the middle of it, and this thing which I have never seen. This is like a new addition, but I don't know what the hell this is. I've never seen this. And here is a house that was actually built here before I have moved here. This map is, by the way, like 2 years old, so there is plenty of stuff to explore. Because there are buildings, for example that one, and like this house and many others that were here before I have moved here, and I've been playing since the July 6th of 2021, which is a long time. So it's more than half a year, so it's I've spent a lot of time here playing. And there is a giant hole here for no reason, but at least we have gathered a lot of resources. But yeah, let's go in a kind of a chronological order, but I have already messed it up, so yeah, just keep talking, and whatever comes to my mind, I will tell you about it. So yeah, I just need to find a way out. By the way, this video will be long and not very exciting because I want to record this as an archive, so I want to record it for myself for the future, to review this down and to record my build and stuff like that. So don't worry, don't be surprised if this video is really fucking boring. So yeah. Here is my fence house. I will get back to this later, but yeah, this was my first base and still the base I used to live. I found this small hill on this plain, and I decided to move inside it. I've lived here for a long time in this small area. I have fortified it, but there are no mobs actually spawning here for most of the time, so the fortifications are not really needed anymore. But still, I have created this pretty cool garden here. This is my nether portal here. I have a grave for my dog who died while I was fighting, and it jumped before me, in front of me. So yeah, he died. And I had no other dogs on the server, so it's kind of a lore, kind of part of the lore of this town. Also, here I have a little pond. Also, in this version, it seems like sugarcane cannot grow on sand, which is part of a debate whether sugarcane grows faster on the dirt or on sand. But it seems like that in this version. Only the dirt block is available, so yeah, this isn't really a debate. I have this railway leading up to the to my house for no particular reason, because I can just warp up to my home and actually take a stair. And also the minecart seems to have despawned by the time I haven't used this railway, but still, so yeah, it's here for faster entrance to my home, but still I haven't used it. Here's my mine, which also has a railway, which I don't actually use, and it's really it's terrible because. Well, I can even show you how terrible it is, because I mean, if you go up with this, you actually have to vomit. I have a slime farm, which doesn't farm slimes, but at least they can spawn here. But slime spawning in this version is so obscure that I cannot grasp how it works. I just come down here sometimes to form some slimes whenever they spawn, but I don't know when they spawn and for what reason. So yeah. So here's my rail car, which takes you up to the surface, but it is, as you can see, quite terrible. It is a really bad experience to ride this, especially if you look up. It's just bad. But yeah, and I've actually learned to make redstone down here. So once it arrives to the surface, it automatically sends it back down if I forgot to send it back manually, which is pretty cool. Also, it is getting dark. So yeah, let's go down to check out the farms. I have a regular wheat farm here with like maintenance tunnels and stuff like that, but there is no need for it. You know, you pull the ladder, it washes down the wheat, and it collects it to you, but you still have to replant it manually. So it's not like automatic, but as there is no hunger bar in this version, you don't actually need that much food. So yeah. Also, originally food items are not stackable in this version, but we have found a trick using plugins and stuff like that with which you can actually stack some food. So yeah. There is a cactus farm, which I'm not even sure that I've ever used, but yeah, it's here. Also, I have a pretty cool sugarcane farm, which is automatic. So it you push a button, it all comes down. It is probably not very efficient. Why did that stay there? Yes, so there is some problems with the redstone, and yeah, and probably I have wasted a lot of materials. I don't know if there is another way with which you can actually make it more efficient. And there are a lot of items staying up there, but yeah, I've learned to make redstone in this version. I've played this game for more than a decade now, and I haven't really learned how to redstone properly. So yeah, it's really cool. I have a party room here for again no reason, and yeah, that's the most of the ways. I have a lot of chests, as you can see. I've sorted most of the stuff for like I don't know why it's here, but it should be here. So I've sorted most of the things out, and I don't have many items because I mostly use them up for buildings, especially cobblestone. Like there are some times when I feel 3 or 4 chests with dirt and cobblestone, then I or use it up. For what I will show it to you soon. There is a trash can over here. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to admit, but I have managed to fall into this trash can and die and lose a lot of diamond stuff because I'm fucking stupid. But still. And here are my breads and some chests and my bedroom and my jacuzzi, because every proper house in this version should have a jacuzzi. And a really cool view for my to my city or my or yeah, a really cool view for my city, or yeah. And also I have a tower, and what the fuck, someone seems to have blocked my cellar, but I've never. I don't know when this happened because I haven't been here for like once. So yeah. And yeah, I have a little terrace over here. And yeah, yes. So let's move on and see what kind of other buildings the town has. So I have this garden, but at the time when I moved here, mobs were a really big problem. Also, I have a ladder tower with a cool bridge leading to it. I will move up here and show it to you. This is a cool bridge, and yeah, and I also have yeah, we have a Hungarian Polish flag because the other guy is Polish and I'm Hungarian, so yeah, we have made a flag. And so why not? So this was the original base, but I figured out that I should actually need or I should make a place for a tree farm where I can safely farm trees. So I've made a tree farm. Surprising. And actually, I will show it to you, but in this version you cannot jump into water because you will take damage if it's not like 3 blocks deep. But I was able to aim properly. So yeah, here is my tree farm. It's pretty cool. Also, by this time, many people started to move into my town. So, and there is a market for on the server for where you can sell stuff and stuff like that. But you have to get admin permissions, and it took a long time. So we wanted to make our own markets, which failed miserably. We haven't really sold anything here, and most of the shops haven't even been completed. Sad story. And also I've moved my proper shop to the my shop to the proper market. But this tree farm is communities, or if it's for the community, so if you move to this town you can use it. And yeah, so the first bases that got here are the ones that don't have a proper plot. So yeah, this was my friend's house because I've invited him to play with me. He didn't really play Minecraft. He didn't really play Minecraft before that, so yeah, he didn't really know how to play it, and he got bored quickly. But he made this little house. Doesn't look that good, but I've kept it because because it's history, you know. It adds to the feeling of this town. Also, there was a band player who have there were no buildings like this. So he has moved the other player who get banned over time. He moved up to this hill. I've added these walls to make it more organized, but there was no stuff between us, between my house and his, and I really like this little fort, so I've kept it. As most of the stuff which wasn't really ugly, I've kept it. And by that time, and also I will show you my friend's house because I really want to go into chronological order. So yeah, by that time we had the railway. I think that was one of the first big projects that I have done on the server. Yeah, we have a subway, but we will get back to this later. So he moved here, and we built a pretty cool house, which is funny because this house was first made of wood. The house itself never changed, but but just the blocks that it's made of, and he didn't really build much, so he still lives in this small house, and that's it. Yeah, these were the first players, and also another player moved here. He has that cool tower built, which we still kept because yeah, it looks really cool. But we haven't done anything in particular in this direction, so it's still not that developed. Or I mean, this part of the town is not that developed. So yeah, there are some half-built houses and half-demolished houses, but yeah, we try to gather more people, and actually there is a policy in this town. If you move here, that ugly buildings will be removed, because there are a lot of people who come here, build a house like this, which would look cool, and I wouldn't mind it being here, because even if it's not that good, but it's just half complete. So it's we just remove these houses. So yeah. Also, where was I? So yeah, there is a sheep. Yeah, oh my god. So sheep. And yeah, so we have started organizing the town. So we have created a lot of plots which people can take for free and build on them, making it easier to move here. And a lot of pretty cool houses were built, like this one, that one. So yeah, it worked pretty well. Now I wanted to make this town feel like feel better by building some pretty cool buildings. So I've decided to build this church for like an attraction for new players, and it turned out pretty cool. I would say it's called the Winston Church, and I have a terrible joke for this, because it stands on a hill, and so this hill became the Winston Church Hill. That's the worst joke, even worse than the "Are you hungry" jokes. And there was no idea. There was this huge space between the plots and the church, and we didn't really want to block the view of the church, so we decided to create something in between, and this was a symmetry. So yeah, it looks really good. There are lamps, and it's kind of eerie and spooky and really good. So this is where we bury the inactive or banned players. We try to keep track of everyone who has been in part of this town. Yeah, pretty cool. And people started moving here, and yes, most of this was built by others. So which those things that stand on the plot was built by other players. Also, there was this building which I've copied from from another statue on the server, but still, it's a monument for the time when the town was grieved in its early stages. But the admins are able to roll back everything, so there's was no problem with it. So yeah, this is just a memorial for this attack. And I've built, I mean, every good temple has to have a monastery or something where priests and what they're called. The people who live in monasteries. I don't know how are they called. But yeah, I don't know. I just built this monastery here for no reason, because there's no use to it. But it turned out pretty cool. There's this little inside garden. You can go around. Yeah, I don't really like to do interior, so I didn't really bother with it. You can come up to here. There are dormitories, some tables. Yeah, so it turned out pretty cool. And there is this wall which encircles this this little garden with a little river which is flowing down from this reservoir. I know it from a realistic perspective, this doesn't look very good, but still it flows down from the reservoir, and it's not really realistic, but it looks good. There is like a little cave. Oh shit. And yes, so there are some mobs left, and there is this cool tower also. We will get back to that later. So yeah, this is the monastery, and there is this little garden, and that cave is really interesting because this cave actually leads to the cemetery, to a crypt, and we wanted to make catacombs inside it, but we didn't really get around to it for like the past half a year, so that's a future project. But there's still some miscellaneous stuff that has to be done. There is this cool oak tree, a little bridge. You can sit over here, and yeah, it looks good. There is this fountain. And the next addition was the I think the town hall, because well, yeah, every town has to have a town hall, and from this point on I will use the subway, because after the town hall was built, the subway was also here, so we could use it to travel across the town, because it's quite big and it takes a lot of time to get from one point to the other. This is the Jurtown Hall, and yes, it's nothing special, a cool building. From the outside it looks cooler, because from the outside, I mean from the outside, because in the inside there is nothing much. So this is the town hall. That's on an old building. I don't know whose build is it. It is, but I want to incorporate it to our town once we get to it, and we will eventually, because this town is expanding rapidly. So yeah, there were a few stations in this town, and I mean it got really big. So we figured out that there should be a subway system. So we have a subway system with many stops. This tunnel leads back to the train station, where the landmark is, and where you can warp or travel or arrive to the town by train. So yeah, I will take this minecart with me. This is the main congestion of tunnels, because you can actually go to 3 separate ways from here. The longest line leads to the castle, which we will also check out later. Now, I'm a huge fan of universities, so I've made a university also. So we will now travel to the university by subway, which I will show you where it is exactly. So that's my house, and this is the university, probably my favorite building in this whole town, because it looks insanely cool. I mean, this just looks gorgeous in my opinion. I don't know why I like this so much, but this is my favorite building. So here is the main entrance, and some other entrances, and you can see that there are a lot of bookshelves, because it's a university. There is this that candle. What is I forget basic vocabulary for English. So yeah, here is a lecture room, or like a hall where students can sit and get or listen to lectures. You can actually go up to these towers, from which you can access this balcony. It looks incredible. I love this building. Yeah. And also you can go upstairs, from where you can access even more bookshelves, and this cupola, and someone has extinguished the eternal flame inside the middle, and I'm really annoyed by that, so I will reignite it. Yeah, you can use commands on the server, and yeah, there is this little window, and I will go back and reignite the flame inside the middle. And there is also a garden inside, because I really love these inside gardens. I mean these internal gardens. And there is a way outside. The showing pixel art is not mine, but it is looking weird. So yeah, we will expand to this part eventually, but yeah, it takes a lot of time to build these kind of monumental buildings. And actually there was a house over here which was ruined even when I found it. But even though I didn't keep the upper layer, so the house itself, because it was just a wooden box, I have kept the cellar of it, and I've made it to an unknown alchemy laboratory, and you know, it's like under the university itself. Then I think I have built that large tower which we have started the video in. I won't go back to it. I don't really like that building because it looks bulky and ugly and other stuff, but it's really cool, good to, without any maps and stuff like that, you go up and get an up view, a bird eye view, kind of bird eye view from the of the city. And yeah, now we can travel to other parts of the city. Now, the next building I think which was built was a museum. Now we have started to run out of ideas. This tunnel, by the way, leads to the church hill. Uh, it's a terrible joke. So we have started to run out of ideas by the time we have got to building the museum. So that was like a cool project to linger on and to spend time with, because we didn't really have any other ideas for the town at the time. So I've built this huge museum which houses all the accessible blocks, I think, which are accessible for in this version of the game. Also, there is a monument for the 2-year anniversary of the server. So yeah, here you can find all the blocks that are accessible inside the game. Yeah, it looks really cool. As you can see, it was all made in survival, which is impressive even for me, because I've never thought that I would spend so much time on this server. So yeah, this is the museum, and yes. So I came up to this server and I was like, I will just play for a few hours, get a little nostalgia, and then leave and probably leave my mark on the server. But then somehow I've spent more than half a year playing on this server, because I feel like this version of the Minecraft is actually better than the newer ones. It's up for debate, but for me it's really better. So yeah. Now we will go to the castle. Now I should have added a new subway station here, but I didn't get around doing that for the past time. And then I've decided, after I ran out of ideas, I decided that I've seen this hill on the other side, that I will make a giant castle. And as as you can see, I have made it. So I followed the lines of the hill and tried to make this castle look as natural as possible. I mean, it follows real landscape lines. Here are the docks. You can get around here if you don't fall into the water. There are many towers. I won't go inside all of them. This is the railway. This is a bridge that connects this to the other parts of the town, which I will get back to in a moment because it was a later addition. So you can get around here. If you come up to the server, you can you can visit it and check it out for yourself. Here is the actual sewage system. Like, flows down over here. It looks really cool. There is this tower and other towers and many towers. It takes a long time without sprinting to get around. This is the time when you start missing elytras. There's a blacksmith over here. Yeah, there is the other layer of this. That's the gatekeeper's house. This little post over here. There are like a really cool tower which you can access from here. There is a staircase. Here you can go up, and I think over there you can also go up. So there are many stairs. These are the stables where you can keep horses. You can go out here. There is a gate outside on the other side also, and there's this. I hope it will load in. So there is this giant pyramid, which was here before I have done everything. I mean, it was like built a year before I got on the server. But as the town expands, we will eventually incorporate that also into this town. We will not demolish it or grief it. We will incorporate it into this town because that's how cities work, you know, realistically. I've built like an Orthodox like church here, which doesn't have anything inside it, but I can flex how much gold I have that I can even use it in buildings. There are like houses for the regular folks living in this castle. Like there's a tavern, a tower, a bakery, house. This house is particularly funny because someone moved to this attic. I really like this. This is why I like this kind of details in this version, because you know, a little funny stuff. Empty houses because I don't really like making interiors. You can go up to this tower, which gives you a really cool view of the city itself. I mean, the whole castle, it just looks gorgeous. And there is a house that was built before I got here, so that house will also be incorporated eventually into this town as it grows and grows unstoppably, or in an unstoppable manner. Here is a house. There's a lot of houses, and here is the main sewage system. This is where it all collects and goes down. There is a little tunnel to go to the other layers, and yeah, this is where all the sewage excess water exists the town, and it, you know, goes to the waterfall, which I've shown you. This is the palace. It's all empty. If someone joins this town and will and can actually make cool interiors and likes making interiors, I give you the permission to do anything inside these buildings, because I hate doing interiors. And you can get a cool view of the town itself. I mean, as far as you can see, because the render distance is not that long in this version. And you can also you cannot go up higher than this, but yes. And the interesting thing that in that direction there is actually an NPC village. Now I don't know if someone has rebuilt an NPC village or it was generated, because I don't know whether in this version NPC villages have actually been generated or not, but still it's funny. Also, I have this cool treasury over here. Yes, and there is actually no protection on this server. So if you have, if you, fuck my life, oh my fuck. So if you build something, there is a chance that it will be griefed. But the admins are really active and really nice on the server, so they will roll back everything that has been damaged. I didn't really see that smaller house over there. And there is a tower. And now we can go back to the museum, because there is one other part of the town which I haven't shown you. This will take a long time. Oh, I can actually warp there because I have a homestead there. So this is the museum, and there was the castle. Now the museum was built and the castle was also built. But there was this huge empty forest between the two, so why not build something here? It's not entirely complete yet. So yeah, I've made this rain road. I actually paying attention to the line of sight so that you can actually see the town hall from this main road, which gives it a cool scenery down here, accompanied with this huge museum and with like Victorian style buildings on the left side, which were also empty buildings. So there are many other towns on the server. So I've started to give out these buildings as embassies. They are really cool. I love seeing other people's builds inside these houses. This one is actually my favorite. I cannot pronounce the name of the town, uh, but it's incredible. I really love this. Their town is also really cool, but they don't have a landmark yet because they don't want to show it yet to the world. And there is nothing on the top yet, but these groups are also all connected, so you can have really cool group parties. There is another empty office, and there are others, and there are like 2-3 embassies left. So if someone decides to take one of them, like this one and this one, which have the doors on the other side, you can still do it. And also, I have a huge bank building, which doesn't have anything inside it, and it's not even that good. I don't really like this building, but it's been built, so yeah, we have a bank also, and this iron gate, which is really good. I will go up to it and show you. And we are almost finished with all the things that I've shown you, but not yet. So this is how the city looks, the castle looks like, and I think I love this part of the city really much. I will continue working on this and create a lot of stuff over here, but that's a future project. This is just the current state of this town, so it's still in working progress until I don't get bored of this city. I have been planning to make this on making this video for a long time, but I didn't really get around to it because I don't know, I didn't feel like it. I don't really like making videos anymore, but yeah, so don't expect me to make stuff like this. I just really came here to showcase my town and to record it, to archive it. If for some reason maybe the server gets lost and I cannot revisit this town, I want to have a video of it. And so there's this dam also. This is the cemetery, as I've mentioned, and I've decided to build a really complex, an unnecessarily complex and unnecessarily high cobblestone generator, which was extremely ugly, right next to this fort, which blocks the view. This was like the most stupid idea I've ever had. I don't even really like this building, and it took a long time because gathering clay in this version is painful. It's rare as fuck, and you have to spend a lot of time with it. So once you turn it on, it pushes cobblestone up in a row of 5 up to like 15 blocks of 10 or something like that, and then it pushes it this way so that it can be harvested. Now the horizontal part is actually pretty cool. I mean, I can show it to you. It's the server is a little bit laggy, and the redstone doesn't really like to work properly, but it works. And you can just go and harvest cobblestone from here. This is really cool. And then if you stop it, it stops. So it's really cool, but it's just unnecessarily high. So it could be like on this level, and then this factory shouldn't have been so high, but I don't know why I built this this thing. But like at least we have this industrial feeling going on this town. And the latest project that I've worked on this server, which is still not yet functional, because like I've learned how to do basic redstone, and I had the greatest idea to make a really complex RNG based gambling system in an old version of Minecraft, where it's even more complicated than it would be on the newer versions. But as I will try to finish this casino in the future, where it will be actually functional, and I want to have like more of these ideas built here, like little gambling machines and stuff like that, to create like a little Las Vegas in this section, like a casino district or something like that. But it's not in working order yet. It's really cool, and it's all figured out, but it just doesn't work. I mean, like look at this monstrosity behind this. It's unnecessarily complicated, I think, but I had no idea how to make it. It was a really fun project, by the way, because I've learned a lot from this, and I actually I've actually liked making this. I don't know why so many mobs are here, and it's really buggy. Creepers don't do block damage, so I'm not afraid that it will destroy my building. So like yeah, it's terrible. It's the whole machine is just terrible. I don't really like it. I mean, it would be fun if it would actually work, but there is a lot of debugging that needs to be done still. I mean, it's not even just the upper part, because there's a lot going on under here, like a lot of switches, and actually it's terrible. But the main idea behind it was that there are cacti over here in these chambers, and they grow randomly. So my idea was to have these cacti grow. They drop the items. There is 8 of them here. This is the signal for the more usual drops, because you know you can like have better and worse drops. Like this is for the common one. There are 8 cacti here, so like there is 8 times more chance to get a common item than getting a rare item. But yeah, and it gives a signal over here. It plays some music, not that complex, but it was fun. I couldn't even explain what's going on, even if I tried. Even I don't really understand what is going on here most of the time, so it's still really complicated, and I have to do a lot of work over here. Also, so yeah, the cacti, how does it work? There are no tripwires in this version, so you have to precisely drop items on the pressure plate, where they don't stay on the pressure plate but just fall on the side of the pressure plate, giving out a signal that the pressure plate has been pressed. And then the game doesn't really recognizes them anymore on this pressure plate, and so it just gives out a signal, but not a constant signal, because otherwise if you drop an item on the pressure plate, it gives out a signal until there is the item on this pressure plate. But it's a cool little trip where pressure plates can work like as in as they would as tripwires would work in later versions. So yeah, this was a terribly long and unexciting showcase of my town, but yeah, I had to record this and share it with you, and mostly I've recorded this for myself. But I hope you had fun nostalgia while watching it, and my terrible listening to my terrible stuttering narration. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to join this server. You don't have to subscribe to this channel because I won't upload videos. This is just an archive channel, but be sure to join the server and be part of this incredibly nice community. So that was it for today, and for a long time until I decide to make another archive video half a year later. So yeah, so goodbye.